How's it going, everyone? This is David, and I'm pleased to share with you the TurboDX mod for Melee. This is, of course, a Melee mod, but of course, it's also a mod of the Acania build. I'm very excited to show it off to you. I've had some time to play around with it in its earlier stages thanks to the development team. So without further ado, let's jump right in, and I've got to try Wario. Wario is, of course, a character that should have been in Melee, and by that I mean if there was one more character to be added, it would have been Wario. And let's fight Diddy Kong. And there's a bunch of new stages, so let's go to Wario stage. Wario's Castle. Of course, we've got the music. What I like about their approach is they got all the good sound effects, they got all the good music, and the perfect moveset for Wario. I like the side B is classic. It's from, your Wario Land, your classic Wario Land side B, you'd think. And then his neutral B is a belch, which seems a lot more like Wario instead of the bite move. I don't know. At least, like, old school Wario. Got the hip drop. This is, of course, largely inspired from the Smash 2 Wario. And the stage almost comes directly from that, and they ported it pretty well to Melee, it looks like. All the water is running, there's the splash effects and everything. So yeah, pretty happy with it. I also like that they brought this from PM, I believe. Feels great to play. All the moves just seem right. Feels good to play. That backflip is so good. Wario's so jolly, even though he's such a jerk. That's his dash attack. Now I wish he had his Mario Kart 64 laugh. That would be sick. Now, since this is based on Acania and the MEX build, there is no result screen, which is a slight bummer, but hey, small price to pay for the amazing content in this game. Of course, we also have Daisy, who is a new addition to the roster. So let's go against Captain Falcon. And what stage should we go to? Let's go to Small Battlefield. We have the tournament music from the game. Now she gets a shorter amount to float in the air, not quite as long as Peach. What I like about her neutral air is this really awesome tennis racket move. It just has the most satisfying hit sound. And she has she's got that baseball, and she's got the golf club. So that's fun, that it's a unique side smash. The forward air is like a little kick, similar to her forward tilt. That's the down air. And of course she's got different vegetables. Yeah, she feels really fun to play. Great voice acting, too. I don't know what games they would have sampled from. I imagine, like, maybe Mario Party, Mario Tennis. I don't really know. I haven't thought about it. Got a blue toad. Very fun. Alright, who we got next? Let's try this version of Lucas. So Lucas, obviously, Acania has also their own version of Lucas, but what I like about this Lucas is he looks a bit more like his Earthbound 64 appearance, which I feel like is a bit more era appropriate. Okay, let's try one of the other new stages. So this is pretty funny. We've got a Kirby Air Ride stage. And I mean, it makes sense, because obviously Kirby Air Ride and Melee were built in the same engine, both by HAL Laboratory. So here you can see, again, try your inhale move. Here we go. Look at that beautiful hair. That's the 90s haircut we all crave from Lucas. And he plays pretty similarly to how he plays in Brawl. The Melee sound effects, you'd hope. And his grab... The grab's no tether grab, so it's more like Ness's. Different effect compared to Ness. It also moves quite a bit faster than, I want to say, Brawl. But yeah, it feels great to play. The voice acting is directly from Brawl. But yeah, the environment here is very charming. Although, obviously, because Kirby Air Ride would have come out after Melee, it feels a little weird to me here. But it's still fun. And it's nice to have such a beautiful looking stage. The background in particular is nice. The moving water and the animated platforms and things, the lights. Looks good. Lucas has maybe a bit of a shine. I don't know. So that's fantastic. I also want to look at the Minecart Madness stage. So let's play Diddy Kong. You can try the Minecart Madness stage. Now, there's a Project M version of this stage, and it actually is very interactive. It's created by Llama Juice, and it moves, and it's pretty crazy. This one seems a lot more basic in terms of the sophistication of it. We got some zingers in the background, but they're not 3D models or anything. But it's still got the visual elements of the stage, and I'm certainly happy to see it here. This makes my imagination run wild with an adventure mode. What they could have done with this kind of setting. It's just really cool to have it in Melee itself. And this is essentially the Diddy Kong from the Acania build. But I love seeing these new stages. If you guys have not played this, I absolutely recommend it. It should be out today. So please download it and give it a shot. It's really fun. Diddy Kong just fits in so well in this art style, in this game. Now there is one thing I like. Is it Smash 2 Omega, I think? Had I think a down B. Was it a down B? I think a down B for Diddy Kong. That was the Chimpy charge from DK64. I think that's kind of the perfect move for him. I wish he had it here. Otherwise, though, fantastic. I think the Acania team and the TurboDX team did a great job of like melding with the new characters what they felt like a Melee iteration of the character would be. A good mix of Brawl, but staying kind of true to the Melee feel. I also appreciate in TurboDX that they use the Dean Harrington custom calls for the new characters. So Sonic, Charizard, that's still Dean Harrington, what you're hearing, the original voice announcer for Melee. He actually worked with me and a friend, Melon Speedruns, to use his voice to, voice these new characters. Wolf is in the same boat. So it's a combination of the original sound effects from the game, and then, of course, him reprising his role to voice some of these newer characters. So pretty awesome. Let's do a classic Pokemon battle. Let's go to one of the new Pokemon stages in the Johto region. Of course, this isn't Sprout Tower, which maybe would have been my choice to represent Johto. At the same time, it's really cool to have probably a more arguably important location from Johto here. Another critique I've seen is like the side B. This is based on a move, I think it's Flare Blitz, that didn't obviously exist for years in the Pokemon world, but I like to think of it as Fire Spin instead. It's totally Fire Spin, right? Ah, Flare Blitz. The other thing I'm noticing is, I think this down B is environment dependent. So it'll depend if you're on in an area like this, it'll be a rock. Maybe it's rock by default. Then if you're in a different area, it might be like a tree stump, or it might be another object. Oh yeah, I forgot. This stage, kind of, you travel around, and it's sort of like you go to these different locations in the city, which is really sick. I really like how they did this. Another nice little touch, of course, is how Charizard's neutral B sounds like Bowser's. Yeah, so I have to imagine they probably took this from some of the work that was done on Delfino Plaza, which, you know, which Acania created. Imported from Brawl. It fits in so well. We'll probably go to that stage next, just because it's so neat. I think it's also worth highlighting the unique costumes in this build. So, of course, we have the Mario Sunshine look. He looks really great. He fits in the art style very well in Melee. And just completely unique costumes for the other characters, which is great. With the MEX system that Acania uses, you can really do a lot to add more content to the game. It's really amazing what they've accomplished. Of course, you have Dat Texture Wizard and lots of other tools as well, but just how far the community's come with accessibility for new people getting into it, it's amazing. I'm going to try to unlock my inner Sozin. I won't do him justice, but he's got great combo videos for Mario if you haven't checked him out. Of course, we got the Melee water effect, right? You don't float in water, you don't swim, you just kind of go directly down. There's a splash effect, and then you fall to your death. This is incredible. This feels straight out of Melee, you know? If Mario Sunshine came out a bit earlier, or if they decided to tease the public a bit sooner. It just fits right in. The team did such a good job importing the stage. It's funny, this really demonstrates how, like, similar Brawl and Melee were in terms of, like, their hardware demands. And it's very obvious that Brawl was probably built on top of Melee, because this is just a Brawl stage straight up in Melee, so it's pretty funny. Of course, it's also worth showing off the Luigi's Mansion stage from Acania. It's so good. Of course, it's another Brawl import. And what's amazing about this stage is you actually have destructible elements of the stage, and these awesome little boos that fly out. This is a unique costume for Peach that is in TurboDX only. Looks really great. I don't 100% know what the reference is. I want to say Paper Mario, but I don't think that's right. I don't know the direct reference. And of course, the music that you're hearing is an original composition for this. It's a Melee-ification of the Luigi's Mansion theme. It sounds great. So if I were to destroy this, what you'll see is the whole thing's demolished, but just like in Brawl, the whole thing will be built back up. There it is. Just like in Brawl, and this part fades in and fades out. Just like in the Brawl version. Fantastic. Alright, next let's show off Sonic here. And we'll go back to another new stage that you haven't seen before. So check this out. This is Bowser's Castle. This is, of course, inspired from the Project M stage. But, as you can tell, it's more directly inspired from the Super Mario World Bowser's Castle. You have the thwomps from that era, from the Melee era, which is great. You've got the kind of the Koopa in the background. You have the rails, and this is a version I believe Star Waffle made that we included in Legacy TE. So it's really fun to see it here. Now, of course, you can see it has hazards. It breaks just like the other game. Also, what I love about the running animation for Sonic here is it's very much Sonic Adventure. His hands are behind him while he runs. it's just fantastic. The little details are really impressive.
Go! Yeah! Ready? Go!
Little trail of rings as he does the side B. Just a lovely touch. So this is another TurboDX stage. Fits in really well. Big fan of it. Fantastic. Another exclusive costume to call out here for this build is Phantom Ganon. Looks really good. The balloons pop, just like in the Brawl stage, and, of course, on Saturday nights, KK Slider will play for the concerts. I believe it's seasonal, season dependent as well. So, pretty sophisticated stuff to mod in a game that never intended to have this stage to begin with. All the animations, the season changing, the day-night cycle, the whole thing was engineered somehow by the Icania team. Just amazing work. Of course, have to show off Green Hill Zone. The music selected here is pretty much the original Green Hill Zone music, which is probably accurate for what they would have done. In the background, you can see Amy running in the background, which is obviously unique. She's running with her hammer just like she does in Sonic Adventure, the original, of course. The environment is destructible, so if I'm just gonna take some time to destroy it like this. There it is. So again, just like in Brawl, this will break. There's Tails in the background.
Go! Ready?
This hazard works as well, just like in Brawl's version. There's Knuckles in the background. And again, they're all their Sonic Adventure models if you look closely, which they're also used for the trophies in this game, which I've already shown off on my main channel.
Yeah! Yeah!
And of course, we've got the Icania stage, Castle Siege. What's nice about this stage is it's got the animated water, and it's got Meleeified Brawl assets. So this is probably the closest thing that we would maybe get had Icania actually been in Melee, which is fun. Now, of course, Sakurai talked about trebuchets and dragons and mages and all kinds of things, but who knows what would have actually been capable on GameCube's hardware. We don't really know for sure. This is kind of a fun little way to imagine what maybe it would have been like. And some versions of the stage, even in Melee versions of it, have flags as well. So it's interesting that that's absent here, but overall, I think it looks really great. This is more detailed texture work, certainly, on the castle itself, and looks a little bit more finished than some of the other ones, so I appreciate that. And again, I've covered this on my main channel, but I do think it's remarkable that the Icania team brought in new trophies. I think that's really fantastic. They followed suit perfectly. The 64 model for Wolf, they brought in the Melee version, gave it the Smash thing, they gave it an alternate costume, and the same thing for Diddy Kong. Look at this. It's like a perfect recreation of what the HAL team probably would have done to represent Diddy Kong in his classic era. We have the Melee version of Diddy Kong and then an alternate costume. It just fits so well. The little descriptions, the little, detailed information in the bottom, it all just really feels right. And of course, this is just a reimagined Charizard trophy in his classic form with a little flame tail. This is the Melee version, and then an alternate costume. You have Lucas. Now, this is what's funny, is this is what Lucas looks like in Icania. So the team at TurboDX did not swap this out with the Lucas model that they used, but here's a fun little peek at that. Of course, we have the Sonic trophies as well, his kind of classic look, his Melee look, his alternate costume, and then Super Sonic, because why not? They went a little crazy with the Sonic trophies in Icania. We have Tails. And these very much are reminiscent of their Sonic Adventure look. Sonic Adventure 2, perhaps. Which is great. And, of course, Shadow the Hedgehog. You have to have your Shadow the Hedgehog representation, especially in 2024. Then we have the extra Kirby hat trophies, which is a fun touch. So all the new characters in Acania specifically get these new Kirby hats, so why not make trophies for them? Here they are. Really cute. Love to see it. So anyway, all in all, thank you specifically to the TurboDX team for letting me try this. And thank you to the Acania devs for just being fantastic and making something truly remarkable when it comes to Melee mods. If you enjoyed this, please like this video. I'm probably going to do more playthrough videos like this, or if I have time, I'd love to do more videos like this. If you have any questions or any comments, please leave them below. And as always, God bless. I'll see you guys later.